G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I am reviewing the perfect light. Yep, I said it. The Thrunite TN12 PRO is my holy grail light. This is where my search ends, my friends. I have found myself the perfect mixture of everyday use and tactical self-defense applications. Stick around and find out why. Now, in the box of the Thrunite TN12 PRO, you will get a user manual, and that will be in multiple languages, but let me find, here it is. That is everything in English. It's just going to give you your technical parameters. It's going to give you your run times, your outputs, your battery level indicators, how to recharge it, what it all means. You know the drill, guys. Pause on that picture if you want. Actually, I'll just open it up for you. Pause on that picture if you want, guys. And otherwise, I'm moving on. Now, also in the box, you will get a lanyard. Now, this is a very nice lanyard. Thrunite do make nice quality lanyards, but you know me, guys, I'm not a lanyard guy, so it's gone. You will also get your holster, and again, decent made holster. Not the best holster I've seen. Probably Olight makes the best holsters that I've seen, but that being said, I'm not a holster guy anyway, so if you are a holster guy, it will do the trick, or girl, holster girl, my mistake. If you are a holster person, then you will, this will do the job just fine. It's not going to, break or anything like that. But I'm not a holster guy. So, see ya. Now, this is the plastic sleeve that the light actually came in. But I was too excited. I opened it up and checked it out. As soon as I saw the technical parameters and the output, the LED and the candela of this light, I just tore it open like a kid on Christmas. So, that's that. Now you'll also get your USB-C to USB-A charging cable. That will go into this charging port here, which I will cover shortly. So no worries about that. But for now, throw it away. And you will also get your 2 spare O-rings, which is a nice touch. You will get your spare charging port cover. So that's a spare one of these, which is really, really cool. And guys, if anyone knows what this little thing is, I might just open it up for you. If anyone knows what that is, please tell me, because I don't know what it is. It kind of could be a seal of some sort, but I don't know what it is, and I haven't found any information in the user manual about it. So I'd love to know what it is. Please leave some comments below, because I don't know what it is and I really want to know. But for now, that can also go away. So that is it in the box. Now, Thrunite doesn't waste too much of their funds on the box and things like that, which I do not mind because it all goes into this. So now that we have covered what is in the box, today is going to be a little bit different in that I'm not going to do the sequential, design and feel, measurements, UI, lockout, beam profile, all that stuff straight away. I will get to that stuff, but I just want to talk a little bit about this light first. So, as you all know, I've been on a journey to find the perfect flashlight. I have been looking for a perfect mixture of EDC applications, very practical applications, as well as a light that I can rely on if I need it in a self-defense situation. Now, let me be clear about a self-defense situation, okay, for me. So if you guys have watched all my videos, a lot of you will know that I've admitted to having a bit of a colorful past. I haven't gone into too much detail about what that means, but basically I have a fair bit of, how do I put it, past traumas that I caused most of them myself, to be honest. But because of that, I have a very kind of grim outlook on the world sometimes. And what that means is, to simplify it, I guess I am always looking for a threat. Wherever I go in life, I'm always looking for a threat. I can't help it. It's the way my mind works. So I am basically operating at a very kind of heightened vigilance state, always, which is a really sad way to live, but at least I've got the awareness to know that that's how I operate. So I don't go anywhere without something to defend myself. Now, because of the laws in Victoria, Melbourne, I will not carry a knife outside. Firstly, because I don't think I would never, ever have the guts to stab somebody unless it was a purely life and death situation. And even then, stabbing somebody would be a horrific experience, and I'm just not interested in doing so. So knives to me are something to collect and something to use as a practical use. They are not a weapon to me. That's very different for people in the military, and, you know, absolutely no disrespect to people who are in the military because they need knives, and, you know, more power to them. But for me, a knife is not something that I carry on me as a self-defense tool, because to me, a knife is just a good way to go back to jail. That's all it is. So I'm not interested in that. Now, the best self-defense tool that I have found is a torch or a flashlight. That's it. So the reason why I have been on this search to find a perfect light is because when I'm out and about, I want something that is going to give me an edge if I am attacked, if I come up against somebody from my past who, you know, has a problem with me still, or someone who kind of wants me to maybe come back into the world I belong to, and I say no, and then that is a problem. And also just basic, there are some shitty people out there. And because of that, I want something to defend myself. Now, my body is a good way to defend myself. I'm fairly confident with defending myself with my body, but a light gives you the edge, in my opinion. To be able to momentarily stun somebody with a light is going to give you the edge to get yourself out of that situation. And that is what we're talking about. That when I talk about self-defense, I do not talk about engaging in a physical altercation, because that should be the very last option in terms of your self-defense strategies. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on your top priority list of self-defense strategies should be to get the hell out of there safely. That's it. Nothing good can come from hurting someone, and nothing good obviously is going to come from you being hurt. Now, I know there'll be a lot of people who disagree with me and think that, you know, hurting someone is a good way to neutralize the threat. And whilst I do agree with you in part, but from my experience, when you are in a situation that forces you to hurt someone, you are now at the mercy of police attention. You are at the mercy of follow-up enemies and revenge from that person. So I've just found that the best way to kind of get yourself out of a sticky situation is to run, or is to remove yourself from that situation, or even better, never get yourself into that situation in the first place. So I've been going down this road looking for the perfect light that I can use to defend myself, but also that I can use in everyday practical ways. So the closest one I found prior to this was also a Thrunite. It was the Thrunite BSS V5, version 5. And there were 2 gripes I had with that light. The first one was the amount of candela. I think from memory, it only had something like 20-something thousand candela, so it wasn't very impressive in my opinion. And the second one was the side switch felt very tacky, and it got caught a lot and things like that. Now, everything else was pretty good. It had a 2-way pocket clip. I didn't like the aggressive strike bezel. I didn't get around with that. But apart from that, everything else was pretty good. Now, this light has corrected those gripes I had with the BSS V5. This light has 36,000 candela, and the side switch is utterly a pleasure to work. It is so responsive. It doesn't get caught. It is plastic, which I wouldn't have chosen. I probably would have gone rubber or even metal, but that's fine. I'm not even calling that a gripe. I'm just saying that if I had a preference, I would have chosen rubber or plastic rubber or metal, stainless steel or something over plastic. But it is not a gripe, okay? So before I get into the natural order of my reviews, I do just want to tell you why this light is the perfect light for me. So number one, this light has instant access to 3 outputs from off. Okay, so from off, it has an instant access to Firefly mode, like this. Press and hold the side switch from off. Now, Firefly mode is 0.5 of a lumen, and that's going to run for 37 days. So that's awesome. You can have this light next to your bed, and you've got instant access to Firefly mode. Perfect, okay? Now, switching that off, also from off, with the side switch, you've got instant access to your last output, which is either low, medium, or high. That's it, okay? There's low, there's medium, there's high. Back to low. So whatever you leave it on when you turn the light off, whatever mode you leave it in when you turn the light off, it is going to come back into that output if you single click the side switch from off, okay? Third instant output from off is turbo, and that's with the tail cap. So the tail clicky, momentary or constant on, is going to give you your instant access to turbo, which is 1900 lumens and 36,000 candela. So that is number one of why this light is perfect for me. Number two is that it has a two-way pocket clip, because I often like to go hands-free with putting it on a hat. So that's amazing. Number three is the LED. It is the SFT 40 LED as opposed to the SST. I do like the SFT 40s better. And it's got the smooth reflector, which put those two together, and you've got a great amount of output coupled with amazing candela. My next love of this light is that it has these edges that stick up out of the tail cap, and they work as both lanyard holes, which I'm not a fan of lanyards anyway, but it's good to have the option. It really is. So lanyard holders, number one. They also operate as tail standing rods, number two. And number three, they protect your tail clicky. So you're not going to if you have this on your belt, you're not going to accidentally rub your elbow on the tail clicky and turn it on and give away your position. But you're also, if you drop it or, if it hits something, these are going to protect the tail clicky. And they really protrude a nice width or depth, I should say, past the tail clicky, which is just beautiful. It's perfect. And yet the opening in between them is perfect for a thumb. Whether it's a big thumb, little thumb, doesn't matter. It's just perfect. My next amazing trait from this light that I love is that it is an 18650. And for anyone who knows me, guys, you know I'm an 18650 guy, but also 3400 milliamp. Now, the BSS V5 was only a 3100 milliamp. So you are going to get extended run times with this light. And whilst I'm on the run times, did you know that at 1900 lumens on turbo, you are going to get that for 7 whole minutes before it steps down? That's more impressive than Olight. And up until this light, to be honest, Olight had the title of being able to have their turbo for the longest period of time, because it's often like 2.5 to 4.5 minutes. This is 7 minutes. So you've got 7 whole minutes of 1900 lumens and 36,000 candela before it starts to get too hot and cycle down. That is so bloody impressive. So I absolutely love this light. It is my go-to light now. It is my perfect light. It is my favorite light. And this is the end. This is where my journey to find the perfect light ends, with the Thrunite TN12 PRO. And this is obviously in the desert tan option. You can also get it in black. So now that I've covered all that, guys, let's go over the natural order of my videos. So starting with the design and feel, this light is obviously, you're not going to be surprised, quite perfect with the feel especially. So as EDC applications go, I put my pointer finger underneath the pocket clip, and that sits right there. That allows for my thumb to comfortably land on the side switch, okay? Comfortably. Now, holding it tactical mode, again, my thumb falls comfortably onto the tail clicky, and it protrudes enough that I can use it as a blunt object to protect myself, which is great. And because it protrudes enough as well, I can also use it to hook. So, you know, hook a limb, get it out of the way, hook the back of a neck, pull the person away and run. So this does fit all those applications that I'm looking for. Another great thing about the design of this light as well is the bezel. So the bezel is not, I wouldn't call it a strike bezel, but I would say that it is much more effective as a striking object, because it is a little bit, it's got those concaved and raised edges as opposed to just a straight circular area around here. But if we look down at the LED just quickly, that is the SFT40 LED, and that is a smooth reflector. So that is responsible for the amazing beam, the lumens, and the candela. But now if we move on to the head and to the body, you've got these heat-seeking areas here, which I don't know how much they would do, but they must do a lot because you've got 7 minutes of turbo. So that's just insane. And on the head, you've got your charging port, USB-C charging port there, very deep, and this falls in just perfectly. You got to kind of squish it in there, but once it's in, it's not really coming out. It's really, really a nice, and feels very nice and firm. I am tempted to actually glue this down and leave it down just to help better the waterproofing, because I actually take my batteries out and charge them in a separate charging holder. So because of that, I don't need this, and so I might even just super glue it down so it never gets open, and that way I'm never worried about it opening if I'm in water or near water. Now on the body, you have got this amazing design of these little like arrow looking, or spear, I should say, spear looking indents in between that break up the ribbed area around here, which, I mean, doesn't that look cool? That just looks so awesome. I really love that look. Check that out. Now, obviously, you've got your two-way pocket clip, which is just tough as nails. Really, really works well. Put it on your hat, put it on your belt, put it in your pants, shorts, pocket, whatever. It just works perfectly. It is a perfect amount of deep carry for me. Too deep carry is makes it kind of difficult to grab the light out of your pocket sometimes, whereas that's nice. That's only like 1 centimeter or so, which is perfect for me. And then obviously, as I stated, the tail cap, it's got these great little lines down here, which, give it a bit of character. But these protruding edges to protect the tail clicky are just perfect. So as far as design and feel goes, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a 10 out of 10, which is just absolutely amazing. So moving on to the measurements of the Thrunite TN12 Pro. From head to toe, or head to tail, we've got 13 centimeters exactly. And that is from the raised edge of the bezel all the way to the end of the side rod, protective rod here. So that is 13 centimeters. Now, the width of the face is a perfect 2.3 centimeters. Just perfect to put in your pocket, seriously. The body tapers in by, I think, about 1 millimeter, 2.2, yep. And then the width of the tail the width of the tail cap is 2.4, and then the width of the tail clicky is 1.5 exactly. So beautifully sized tail clicky to just mash that with your turbo, 1900 lumens, 36,000 candela, stunningly bright light to then, stun your opponent or your attacker and get away, which is amazing. Here it is next to the Hunter Pro, basically the exact same height. This is a great knife to just very ergonomic in the hands, and the size of the grip here is the same size as the Thrunite. So this is perfect for my hand, and because of that, now the Thrunite is perfect for my hand as well, just because of the size. It's just a brilliant size. 13 centimeters, head to tail is just perfect. So inclusive of the battery and the pocket clip, the Thrunite TN12 Pro comes in at 141, almost exactly 141 grams, 141.05 grams. So all these specifications are just tick, 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 tick for me as the perfect light, right? Now let's go over the UI. So I did touch on it before, but I'll go over it in more detail now. So from off, if you press and hold the side switch, you do get to your 0.5 lumen output. And as I said, that will run for 37 days. Now, you can't cycle up from your Firefly mode. If you try to, the light will lock out, and now it's locked completely. To unlock it, you just press and hold the side switch again, and it unlocks. But if you want to double lock this light, so it makes it just one extra step to unlock it, what you do is, from Firefly mode, press and hold, and it'll lock, but then click the tail clicky. Now, you won't be able to unlock it from the side switch unless you click the tail clicky first. So, click, now press and hold, and it unlocks, okay? So, that's Firefly mode and lockout mode. If you want to step up in modes, you need to turn the light off, turn it back on. It'll come on in your last output. So for me, that was low. So low mode is 50 lumens, which is perfect for a low mode. And that will go for 46 hours, guys. 2 days, just shy of 2 days. Now, to cycle up, press and hold the side switch. Now you've got medium. Medium is 220 lumens, and that will run for 9 hours. All right? Now, watch what happens when I try to cycle up again. Went back down to low. So what this light has got in it is it's got a programmed ability to not accidentally go to high mode. So if I cycle up quickly, medium, high, it gets to high. So that means I intentionally wanted to get to high mode. But if I cycle back down to low, then to medium, and if I leave it for a second or two, and then I go to cycle again, it's actually going to cycle back down to low. So that ensures that you're not going to accidentally get to high mode. This is going to swap from low to medium mode if you don't touch that side switch for about a second. Back to low, see? But if I want to go to high, I cycle quickly. How good's that? So that is such a nice little, very clever characteristic, I believe, to have in a light, because now if I want to go to high mode, it has to be intentional. And high mode, guys, is 550 lumens, and that will run for 2.5 hours. Now, from on or off with the side switch, you just double click, and that gets you to turbo. Turbo is 1900 lumens. It is 36,000 candela, 380 meters of throw. And after 7 whole minutes, the light will then step down to 477 lumens, which will run for 130 minutes before shutting off. All right. Now, you can also get to turbo from on or off with the tail clicky. The tail clicky offers you momentary on or constant on. It is a forward clicky, so that gives you the momentary and then constant on. It is a very responsive tail clicky. It is it's very firm, so it's easy to momentary and not accidentally click into it. You really have to push to get to constant on. And in my opinion, it is just an amazing amount of lumens and candela to have as a self-defense light. It's just perfect. So to add that always, every time you hit the tail clicky, you're going to get turbo, nothing else. That is such an important characteristic to have to put this in the category of a tactical self-defense light. But because of everything you can do with the side switch, this is the perfect practicality / self-defense light. Just perfect. Now, this is also rated at 1.5 meters of drop resistance, and it is IPX-8 water resistance rated, so that's 2 meters. 2 whole meters of under the water. Now, 2 meters is a long way, so this is perfect. You know, drop this in the river, just pick it up, you'll be fine. Now, as far as memory mode goes, this light will only remember low, medium, and high. So again, leaving the light in low, turning it off, you've got instant access to Firefly, instant access to low, and instant access to turbo. Both from the side switch, and the tail clicky is your instant access to turbo. Now, even if I leave it in turbo when I turn it off, as soon as I click the side switch, it just comes back in your last output, which for me is low. So that's just perfect. It's seriously, seriously perfect. It is so bloody usable. There's nothing that Thrunite hasn't thought of, nothing. So that's incredible and I love it. Now on the side switch here, when you turn it on, you will have a battery level indicator. So a constant blue is telling you that your battery is anywhere between 21 and 100%. Then if your indicator here turns red, that is telling you it's anywhere between 11 and 20%. And then if your indicator is flashing red, it is telling you it's between 1 and 10%. So change the battery, charge the battery, whatever. Now, another amazing thing about Thrunite is that they do not have proprietary systems, so you can put any battery in this. Protected, unprotected, it just needs to be an 18650 and it will work in this light, which is simply incredible. Now let's have a look at the beam profile. Let's do on low first. So on low, you've got a really beautifully tight hotspot, some very faded looking spill. Then if I cycle up, you've got your medium mode, hotspot's getting a lot tighter, and the spill is still quite faded. Now remember, I won't be able to get to high straight away because I will cycle and it'll go down. So I'll cycle up to high. There's high. Now the hotspot's starting to get really, really tight, really, really strong, very intense. The spill is just gorgeous. And then of course, there's your turbo. And that is just such a tight amount of, that is such a tight hotspot there. And check the spill. You've kind of got a two-way spill. So you've got the main area of spill here, and then this kind of very faint area of spill here, which I love. Looks so cool. No bleeding at all, just hotspot straight into spill, which is just awesome. Screamingly bright hotspot. There it is there. And it's very big, as you'll see in the night shots. It is very, very big. Now, speaking of night shots, why don't we head out to the park and we will check out this bad boy in the field. I will see you in a sec. All right, guys, here it is. The perfect light. I said it. The perfect light. This is the Thrunite TN12 Pro. That is on low. Look at the beam. Look at the bloody hotspot on low. This is what I wanted. This is the candela. Got the blue LED there signifying that we are good to go with battery charge. Now, medium. Look at that. Medium. 18650 battery. Instant turbo. Instant memory mode. And instant ultra low. Light torch. I mean, this is the one, guys. Here we go. Boom. There's the turbo. Look at that. We are now witnessing the perfect light, my friends. My search is over. Doesn't mean I'm going to be stopping the reviews, because I bloody love these lights. But my search is over. I hold in my hand the perfect light. That is on turbo because of the immense amount of candela that is giving me this hot spot. And look at the spill, if you don't mind. It's an 18650 battery. It's an 18650 light, guys. And look what it's doing for me. Instant turbo, instant ultra low at 0.5 of a lumen, and instant last output out of low, medium, and high. Seriously, guys. We've made it. We've done it. Look at that. Then we've got low. Look at the path over there. That's low. That's medium. That's high. Low, medium, high. That's incredible. This is it, guys. This is the one. Just give you a bit of turbo just to finish off. Woohoo, baby. 18650, thank you very much. This is the one I've been waiting for. Thrunite is the winner. All right, back to the lab, guys. You. All right, so amazing. I mean, did I not tell you? This light is just friggin' perfect. That beam, I mean, that beam, you can just see it like a laser almost, and then it just opens up into the hot spot. It is so perfect, so usable, great for self-defense, great for camping, great for practical applications. It is just bloody brilliant. I absolutely love this light, and this one's going to stay with me forever, guys. I mean, I'm sure that Thrunite and other companies are going to come out with better lights and, you know, a great mixture of tactical and practical applications, but this one for me is just going to stick with me for a long, long time. It just hits every mark that I'm looking for in the perfect light. It really, really does. And I didn't even think I'd ever find the perfect light, but I did, and it's in this. So you can get this from lightshop.com.au, and you can actually pick it up for under $100, guys. That's what's so amazing about this. I think this is at like $98 or something. So that's just an incredible price for the perfect light, in my opinion. Now, I will link this light in the description so that you can see exactly where to get it from lightshop.com.au. So if you're anywhere in Australia, lightshop.com.au is your go-to light store. Make sure you check out their website and or just hit the link below and it'll take you straight to it. Now, guys, I really appreciate you coming with me on this journey to find the perfect light. But just because I've found the perfect light does not mean I'm stopping these reviews. I have an absolute sickness towards torches. I love them, and I will be reviewing torches as long as I live. So there are going to be plenty more reviews where that came from. However, to help out my channel, please hit subscribe. It really does help out. Hit the like button as well, so it helps with the algorithm so more people see my videos. And that way, the more likes and subscribes that I've got, the more chance that I'm going to have to be able to monetize this, which is going to help me finance all these torches that I'm buying. So really, really appreciate a like and subscribe, guys. It would be awesome. But you know what? Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And stay cool and stay safe, all right? I'll see you again on another episode of Flashlight Crazy. See ya.